Let's start, Owen. Give us a 1 minute intro to the company.
Yes, so Xbox Capital has been around for about 5 years, and we're based in Luxembourg.
Not
And
to be confused with Exxon Capital, is it?
no, Xbon is a totally separate entity. We're based in Luxembourg, but have operations in Paris and Palo Alto. And we look for companies following the UN Sustainable Development Goals, even though we're not impact investors. So we're one of the rare birds that looks for financial returns within the quadrant of sustainable investment. And I come from the U.S. originally, was in impact investing there, and switched over to Xbon about 2 years ago.
And Xbon is what size fund is it?
70 million under management, including a small pocket that's dedicated entirely to Luxembourg, but the majority is spread across the Europe, US, Israel, and always looking at new areas. We invest across sectors and stages as well. So definitely considering all stages and in pretty much every vertical.
Okay, great. Ash, hi. Can you hear us okay?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Super. Give us a 1 minute version where you're from, your company, Startup Fuel.
Sure. I'm originally from Toronto in Canada. Right now relocated to the US, Chicago, New York. Startup Fuel is a online startup platform, a new LinkedIn to connect the world of startups from all the way from Asia all the way to North America. We organize everything from all the VC investors to all the accelerators, government grants, all the programs to help entrepreneurs, and use AI and big data to connect people to the right places in the parties. So it's a massive global network of the entire startup industry.
Okay, cool. So we're going to get started straight away. Our first pitch is from Skysaver Rescue, Avner Farkash. Avner, I guess you're there somewhere, right? Yeah, he's there. He's loading up the screen, and we've got 3 minutes.
Hi there.
Hello, Avner. How are you?
I'm okay. Fine. Thank you.
Do you have a screen to share?
Of course, I have a screen to share. I hope it will work. Let me see.
Okay.
It's asking me to refresh.
Yeah, refresh. And Google Chrome is the best.
It's not Google Chrome, it's Explorer, but
Does that work? It might not work.
Might not work. Okay.
Can you go without the presentation?
Yeah, of course I can. You see, I prepared some backup on my back, so we can start.
Okay, cool. 3 minutes. You're on.
Okay, I hope you can hear me well. So my name is Avner. I'm the CEO and also serving as the CTO of the company. Skysaver is actually doing things based on events that has changed the world. One of them is the September 11th. Everyone knows about it. And then we had the fire in Greenfield in England. And basically we have made a product which is a life-saving product, which you can see behind me, the physical product. We call it a backpack. Actually, it was based for the private residential market. So people can get out from a building in case of a fire or in case of emergency. The product itself made of two basic elements. One is the descending device, which is a braking mechanism that holds the person that descending out of the building while he's coming down from his window in case of emergency. And the first responders are not there. So he's taking care of his life and he's saving his life and his family. So you can see on the picture behind me, the green one, I'm sorry, is a single device, and the orange, I move a little bit here, so you can see the orange, which is the family package that we have. You can see the products on our website, which is skysaver.com. And those products are actually today are being marketed around the world with distributors, resellers, and directly from our website. The other industry that we have approached is the professional industry, which we have, when we come with this product into the residential, we actually impose the solution for the people, and slowly we gathered the customers coming to us. On the industrial, we got a request for a product that will save people on working on high-rise constructions, wind turbines, communication towers, cranes. So this is actually our target right now, and we target that market, and we have a very special product that we can approach. You can see it here at the corner. This is a product that we can use as a standalone instead of the harness, because all the industrial people are using professional harnesses which are already on them, hopefully, and then they can attach themselves to that part of our product, which gives them the solution of not being hanged there and getting a trauma in case of fall arrest activation, but also descend directly to the ground and be saved. This is one direction. The other direction is to be saved by others that are occasionally there, and they can lower them in case of emergency situation.
Okay,
cool.
We're going to go straight to Q&A and start the clock for 4 minutes. I'll kick off with the first question. How much money are you trying to raise?
I'm trying to raise $3 million.
Okay, next question. Owen, ask.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about the pricing structure behind it.
I'm sorry?
The pricing plan, the revenue model behind it.
The pricing of the product?
Yes.
Okay, so the pricing of the product is made of the manufacturing and the labor, and we have distributors that are getting their portion out of it. Eventually, we are selling it through the distributors. So that's the frame.
Have you locked in any distributor channels yet?
I can hear you very badly.
Echo. I don't know if that's me or after.
Yeah, is it a little bit better now?
Yes.
Just want to know what the distribution channels you've been able to secure today.
We have distributors which are selling products for the PPE industry. PPE, it's the protective personal equipment, such as 3M and Honeywell and others. Those are the channels that we are using. We are also using our Amazon channel for selling direct. And we have also resellers that are selling through the Amazon, which are also out there in the listing in the market.
Perfect. Thank you.
What kind of liability do you have for any accidents that might occur alongside whatever's happening?
We are paying a lot for that liability. We are giving an insurance. I mean, we are insured by Lloyd for very high volume in case of something happens, which is acceptable in this kind of a market.
Yeah, that's probably true with the amount of volume. But what about the reputational damage if something did happen?
Okay, this is we are talking about a 100% product that have to work 100% of the time on the first shot. And we did enormous amount of testing beforehand. We are coming from industry which is talking about saving lives and sometimes protecting people from hazards. Israel is, I'm coming from Israel, I'm sitting in Israel. So we have the skills to make a product work. We are not planning for failure. We are planning for high success with a very high probability on every product. Reputation can always be damaged from an accident, but we are not planning to that direction, of course.
Great. What is your traction to date? How many units have you sold? Where are you selling them?
So far, we sold 2,000 units around the world. It's spread between the Far East, Europe, the US, even in Africa, and even in Russia. And that's the amount that we sold so far.
Great. What is the $3 million for?
We have two directions that we are working right now, the residential and the industrial. We have to go out to the market with a bigger company, and the we want to go into development of more products that we are still in the pipeline. Those products will lead the market in the future. And we want to come to one of the big players, the high 5 or 10 top in the tier, and offer them kind of partnership. And we want to be there, strong.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Avner, we're finished up.
Okay, Abner, we're finished up on the.
We're going to try to keep us.
We're going to try to keep
schedule.
us
Thank you very
on
much.
schedule. Thank you very much.
Very interesting. Not okay. So we're cool with that. Ash, Owen, we're on to the next presentation, and that is DashBike. Leila Koenig, who I think is also here. Rafael, yeah, she's coming in, refreshing your screen. So we're jumping in with DashBike. Leila Koenig on screen in 3 seconds. Right? 1, 2, 2.5. 2.9. Leila, are you there?
Here she comes. Sorry.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I had some trouble here, but now I'm ready.
You have a screen to share?
Yeah.
If you have headphones, it will help. There's a bit of echo there.
If you do.
Okay, so it's not possible to share my screen. I don't.
Okay.
Do you have headphones, by the way? Oh my,
Because
written
written
in
for the background.
Oh, lost her. Yeah. Okay. Maybe she's gonna plug back in. Someone's got a joke to tell. Owen.
I'm terrible at joke telling, but I tried to stay on mute to see if the echo didn't work. When it's just the three of us, is it okay?
Yeah, it is.
It is, okay. So it's always the other person.
It's always good to blame someone else, right? It's always the other person.
Good.
Okay. Lelia, okay.
Okay, so it's not possible to share my screen.
But your sound is a lot better.
Okay, so I will do it without a presentation, or what should we do?
Well, improvise like others have. About half of you have not done the presentation, so you're on. You got 3 minutes. Go.
Okay, so hello, I'm Lilia, I'm from Dash Factory, and we are a team of 6 cyclists, and we want to make cycling safer. So the main problem is that a lot of car drivers and also truck drivers, they don't take a distance to the cyclist. So we have a lot of accidents with people who died in the traffic because they are hit by a car or by a truck. So in the last year, we had around 89,000 accidents in Germany. And from these 89,000 accidents, we have around 500 people who died. So our solution is we want to... Sorry?
More than coronavirus, I think. It's a joke, bad joke.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Okay, so the main problem is that how you can prevent the people on the one side and how can you make some evidence for the cyclists. So we decided to make our DashBike. The DashBike is a back dash cam just for cyclists. You place this under the saddle and it films behind you with a fisheye lens. So you have everything what happens on the road. And on the other side, we collect some data, so we can tell the cities you have some dangerous points in this street on this point. So you have to make here a separate bike lane. So we are working together on the one side with customers who just want to prevent themselves, also with the daylight. And also on the other side, we have the cities like Leipzig and Jena who are working with us, and they want to take this data to make cycling safer. So normally I would like to show you a picture, so you can also go on www.dashbike.de and see it by yourself. We want to start with the sales at the end of 2020, and we will start with the direct sales. Then we will go to the retailers, where we have a lot of networks until now, because we are some professional cyclists in our team, and then we will go into the wholesale. And for sure, as I told you, we want to go through the cities. Also, we have a big insurance who wants to work with us. Our goal is to have a sale with 8.2 million until 2022, when we start in December of this year. We are break even very fast in 1 year, so we take exactly 12 months, because we are taking a lot of consumer electronic and don't have to develop anything at our own. So we have just in Germany 62 million people who are riding bikes, and it's increasing really fast because of Corona, and everyone wants to take his bike instead of going by the tram. So as I told you, we are a really bicycle enthusiastic team. We have someone who studied law. We have me, I work as a bank clerk. We have one architect to make everything what's in design and anything else. Then we have for sure someone who is our CTO, and someone who is working on the product itself. Yeah, so thank you very much. I hope you understand it without a presentation, and I hope you have some questions for me.
Yes, Owen, Ashley?
Yeah, so can you hear me properly?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Seems like a really cool idea. I've seen a couple of variations of this product in different markets. Obviously, they're the major players from Garmin, Yi, GoPro that have their own bike cams. Yeah. But another one called Cyclic. Cyclic, sorry, that I personally use myself. I'm a huge avid biker, so this really appeals to me. But I want to know that based on these other players, how do you plan on differentiating yourself in this market?
So the big difference is that our dashcam is legally certain in Germany. You are not allowed to use maybe Cyclic or GoPro and anything else, because you are filming permanently. Our dashcam is something special because we are just recording if you overtook us without 1.5 meters. So we have a distance measurement in our cam, and just when we have someone overtaking you too close, we are saving the last 20 seconds.
Okay. And so what is your competitive advantage here that nobody else can come into the market and do the same thing if they've got enough money?
So to be honest, it's consumer electronic. We will not make it so patented or anything else, but we will work together with the cities. We have 2 cities we have contracts with, and we want to spread these models so we can work together with the cities, give some dash cams for free into the market because the city wants this data. And so this will be something what makes us really special in comparison to anyone else.
Amazing answer. Thank you so much.
Okay. Owen, question?
You're welcome.
Wondering if you had been working with any of the police forces or had even had any cases that relied on the data.
Yeah, so the police is something we are working at the moment because they told us that it's really interesting for them, because at the moment they are working like this. They go into a little small street and then there is one policeman cycling and they know you can't overtake with minimum 1.5 meter, and that's the solution at the moment. But they need a special certificate in Germany to use this. So we just have to do this certification for the police, and then they can use it in the police. But yes, they are really interested, but we have to talk to them if, we need a contract before, because the certification is really expensive.
Is part of the fundraising to cover that and the rest for CapEx?
Yes, so the certification is one of the things we really want to do because the police would be a really big customer for us. We are searching at the moment for 600,000 euros to make the product in the last step and bring it really on the market.
Cool.
Cool.
And
Lelia, we're on schedule, on time, and out of time. Lelia, thanks a lot for the presentation. Best of
Thank you
luck
so
with it,
much.
and, thanks for your time. So we're jumping on to TRUSTLESS.AI. Rufo Qureshi, who is here. I think he's here, about to be. Loading. Okay. I'm learning what Rafael's sign language means next to me. Okay, so we're on right now with Rufo from Trustless. Interesting company name. Okay. Rufo, join us. Owen, did you find the forms, by the way?
Hello, hi everyone.
Yeah.
Hello, Rufo, you're on.
Okay, great. Let me share.
Okay. You might be the.
And Tom, sorry, I was on mute earlier, but yes, I did find the forms. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, can you see my deck? What? One moment. There you go.
Yes,
can you see it?
You're on. 3 minutes. You're the first guy standing up doing a presentation. That's good.
Okay,
on,
fantastic.
Rufo.
All right, so basically there are 16 million high net worth individuals in the world, which accrue 53 trillion in assets. Yet their second greatest concern after their country politics that sets their tax rate is cybersecurity. So the more money they make, the more they have to worry about cybercrime. And they can't buy anything that is more secure than a secured iPhone. Well, the literal problem is hypercomplexity, obscurity, unverified trust, all the way down to supply chains, which are too complex. But then we did solve this issue for airliners. Only 1 out of 16 million flights results in an accident. The real core problem is that everything is broken because multiple nations break it at birth, by design, all the way down to CPU and fabrication and every software, because they need to spy on criminals. And so the solution is to create a standalone personal computer, which is verified down to the CPU, fabrication oversight, and it's 100 times simpler than your phone, 100 times more verified in relation to complexity. And so it eliminates all blind trust. Concurrently, we're creating a new certification body, which is completely independent and not only verifies the level of security that we're describing, but also ensures a in-person lawful access on the server side, which requires the approval of 5 randomly selected citizens in Switzerland and an attorney. So initially, this device is carried in a custom leather wallet that we give you, where you put your cash, your cards, and this device face out in 20 different styles. So you don't have to carry an extra device. But we're also talking to Huawei and Samsung for a long time at very high levels to embed it in the back of your next phone. So your next phone is going to be like this. On one side, you have this Android phone. On the other side, you have this kind of environment where you can have your portfolio, your messaging, and you can have initially just a set of basic apps, but then many different apps from a app store where any application that is certified by the certification body comes in. That's it. So initially we sell it to private banks and enterprises, and then millions and every privacy conscious user. That's it.
Okay, cool. Questions? Ash, Owen?
I'm done.
So you'd have to have a separate screen installed onto every phone?
Yes, there is no way to solve the security of phones because they are way too complex. And so even the screen itself, basically it's a computer in itself with a GPU, which is extremely complicated, extremely complex. So you cannot reconcile a high performance screen with the level of security that we're aiming at.
Would it still rely on the same CPU?
No, it's a completely separate computing device. So on the phone, we make our device. Our phone partner makes this Android phone. The last weeks of assembly, they're put back to back, and a permanent case is put around it, so that the user will feel like it's magic ultra secure back screen is really going to be two separate devices running side by side.
Could you have a way of carving out a screen with a separate like a separate CPU, so that you could either use the whole screen or use part of the screen for your phone and the other part for that?
Well, there's a company called Siri Labs which actually has a small screen coming up, and but that would be impractical because we use our phones 4 hours a day, and we want the full space to be used for our entertainment, and so that wouldn't be acceptable. Whereas with this device, it's kind of like the user experience of having two screens. So you are actually faster at doing certain things because you could just, as I flip the phone, one screen goes off and the other one comes up, and so I can have my messaging all in the back.
Right.
So it's even more convenient.
That's yeah, sounds like a good idea. My question around this is like, how are you pricing all of this, and how are you getting the manufacturers involved in these discussions?
Okay, since 3 years we have a supply chain from a foundry, a foundry in Italy, an EMS in South Korea, a CPU maker, an operating system maker in a consortium which is even resilient to nation-state attacks, so that it's resilient even from one of the suppliers being bought off and so on. So we have this kind of relations for already 3 years. We're now changing CPU because our CPU maker from Brazil, now there were elections, they're too close to the military, so it became a liability. So we're currently switching to a different CPU. So our project is mainly going to be an integration of key expert suppliers.
Okay, makes sense. And you're currently looking to raise how much capital?
Okay, we're raising 1 million because that's all we need to reconsolidate the supply chain and extend a engineering prototype in South Korea, and so therefore de-risk from the technology, supply chain, and security point of view to raise another 5 million now in about a year, which will enable us to go to market with 10,000 devices.
Right. I was thinking that 1 million might not be too enough. But anyways, sorry, continue, Owen.
I was probably heading in the same direction. Are there any certifications in the way between right now and being able to roll it out?
Okay, since we're selling to the private market, enterprises and clients of banks and employees, the level of standards are quite basic. You want to adhere to EIDAS for signatures and basic common criteria level of security, but we're not going to pursue the super high level of standards that are made for governments, because those are not worth the money, not worth the time. Usually they also require national crypto standards, which somehow force you to put backdoors. So we're not pursuing those standards, and that's why we're creating a new one. I mean, we're not it's not a good sport to create a new certification body. We create a new one because the existing ones are broken by design or incomprehensible by design.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. More questions? Yeah.
That's clear.
Yeah, don't have anything else.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye. See you.
Thanks. Good. So we are on to the last of this batch. Localie, I guess it is. Localie. Nick Nedelchuk. Nick is joining us today right now right on time. Thanks, Nick. Do you have a screen to share?
Yes, I do. Thanks for having me here, and warm greetings from the Netherlands.
Very nice.
Yeah. So here I am. Welcome.
All right, you're on. Go. 3 minutes.
Thanks. So I'll tell a bit more about Localie. We actually are a travel tech startup, and it's probably not the best time right now to showcase our product because we were very hard hit by the crisis. But here, we didn't came in just survival mode. We decided that we can find opportunities, and we found them indeed. Actually, just during the last month, we gained another 10,000 new users, and this is our absolute growth record ever that we made. Just to compare, it is 20% to our existing database of users. So just to tell you a bit more about Localie. Localie means your friend everywhere. Well, basically, when we're traveling somewhere, the best trips we ever had are those when we are visiting our good friend, because we are being taken care of. We see what we really want coming of our interest. we don't stick to the touristic location, thematic parks inside of their center of the cities. So that's why we have created our platform to provide this experience to every traveler in the world. So Localie is the platform where you can find verified locals who speak your language and share the same values. Before the Corona crisis, we used to be a kind of alternative to the tours. We don't work with the professional tourist guides. Instead, we are working, first of all, with expatriates who speak either English or Russian and living all around the world. Right now, we are present in more than 300 cities and in more than 800 countries, all the continents. So we were quite lucky with that. But because of the Corona crisis, we lost everything. Actually, we went down to zero in just a couple of weeks. We decided not to give up, but we launched instead a few other new products. And one of them is free online tours. Instead of making them pay for some amount of money, we made them free, available for everyone right in the Instagram feed. And that's how we've generated a lot of users right now. And after that, we're converting them into the other products. Of course, the passionate travelers would like to move also to a new place. Sometimes they just love the country and they want to live there. For example, United States citizen going to Paris or to Poland. So we are helping with that because we have already expatriates in many countries and they can share the experience of how they went there in terms of education or in terms of career move. And this is way cheaper than anything else. The news and stories, we are generating a unique exclusive content by the locals. You know, there is a problem. The TripAdvisor and the similar sites, they're creating the content by travelers for travelers. And we're creating the content by locals to both travelers and locals. And then finally, the other professional services. We're helping with live video production coordination and other coordination of the remote events with our local knowledge. This is our concept. We aim to be a really big platform, having 3-in-1, the travel super app. We're a classical marketplace, keeping a service fee of 29%. And recently, we have launched subscription as well. We are basically the web platform. Here you can see, I'll just scroll it. The core of Localie is our community, 62,000 of followers on Instagram and more than 900 localies all over the world. We have a live traction, more than 2,300 tours conducted in last year and more than 1,300 paying customers. So we're not just an idea. Our customers love us, 4.9 in average review score out of 5. And this is, by the way, my picture. This is my very first tour. I'm also locally myself. So see you in Amsterdam one day. This is our growth that we maintained, more than 55% per quarter in average. And our 2019, the GMV overall annual was 176K. Right now, we are recovering. We just got the tremendous number of users as for us, plus 20% in just last month. And also we recovered 50% out of our 2019 monthly average revenue just by our new products. We're still not conducting the tours because of the Corona regulations. So these are the founders. We have a background in the corporations. Myself, I came from IKEA. I was working for the global headquarters here in the Netherlands. And I was performing the role of IT project manager. And my co-founder, business partner, he's based in Silicon Valley and has a great 17-year experience in web development, currently working for Atlassian as well. So join our adventure. Our next step is raising 2 million seed round. We of course know that it will take a while, especially during these times, but we're open already for negotiations. And meanwhile, we're also accepting the smaller amounts of money as a safe or convertible notes. We treat them as a smart money because we are very, very interested to get on board the mentors and the professionals who will be so passionate about our product as we are. Let's create the new Airbnb and TripAdvisor all together. Thank you. Sorry for delay.
Good enthusiasm, super Nick, and good rebound from the coronavirus. So questions, Owen or Ash?
So thank you so much for sharing. Really cool concept, and you made some great traction to date. I know a couple of other companies that I've worked with in the past, including Roam and Instant. I've heard of Embark and Dopius. I know that there are definitely other players in this space, and they've taken different approaches. What I've heard from you is there's a combination of various different things, from tours to content to social network, that you've been adopting. Do you feel, or do you find that going too much too fast might hinder your growth rather than allow you to focus, and based on what other competitors are doing?
Well, we are different in terms of competitors because, as you just mentioned, we really want to create the community first, not just an aggregator of professional tour guides or the guided tours. We never use the guided tour expression. We say this is the walk, this is the tour with the Localie, not the guide. And we're creating a community. It's scalable in its DNA from the very beginning. We have a lot of like 900 Localies all over the world. So we don't try, to swallow everything as a central team being 6 people working full time. It's not possible. We actually emphasize our growth based on all the locations. Let's say in Paris, we have our community, and in Amsterdam as well, and in many other locations as well. So this actually helps us growing really fast without losing the quality.
Okay, thank you.
What do the margins look like?
Well, from the tours, the margins are around 15%. When it comes to the consultancy and helping with different events, the margin would hit 60%, which is absolutely great. These are new products. We never tried it before. And we really liked actually that the money we are getting from them are way higher than we get from the tours. So maybe at some certain point of time, we will even decrease our margin overall from tours, but who knows, actually, we need still, to run the experiments and see how it goes.
Okay, and how much what's the split between those two parts of the business model?
Right now, we serve services and maintain our 29% service fee. This is actually, let's say, 90% of our revenue right now, but we just started also the subscription. We really like it because at the moment when we started the subscription, we received 75 subscribers at the same time. So we're now trying to figure out how to actually maintain this growth further, because actually it's super easy, super convenient. We just generating the revenue stream, and we don't need to work every time, to recover it every month like we do with services and with tours. We just need to work on the iteration of that and increasing further. And that's really great. So we focus on the subscription right now, but the services itself, the marketplace model, is bringing still us most of the revenue.
So,
perfect. And currently, you're looking to you're located in the Netherlands, but you've got 800 countries activated. What is your area of focus in terms of your growth expansions? Are you planning to do continent-wise? Are you planning to do country-wise? What's the plan?
In terms of the growth strategy, we focus first on the customer markets, where our customers are sitting. We don't target those who are already in the trip, because they normally need a bit more time to decide that they want to use Localie and that they like Localie, just because this is a very new product. Not just tours, not just guided tours. This is something new. So that's why we're trying to approach our users in the country where they live. Right now, we are very active with the Russian-speaking countries, just because myself and the co-founder, we have a region from Ukraine and Russia. Now living here, first it was like a hobby. So when we started, we decided to try out our own markets, like home markets. But when it started growing there, we switched to the international model as well. So we are now focusing on the United States. We're now running some experiments with the Silicon Valley and also New York City. Some other cities could be added as well. We're also targeting on Toronto, Canada. We're also now running experiments for Amsterdam and just the area of Holland, and also on Antwerp and Brussels in Belgium, and also Helsinki. So this is we are developing our customer markets, and now just comparing by the figures what markets are the most promising. Like for instance, we are also planning the experiment with Indian market, because we see there are a lot of potential. We now have a mentor on board who has his origins from India, and also has a top position in the international company, travel company. Actually responsible for their Southeast Asia and a few other Asian markets.
Okay, guys.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Interesting, but we got to keep to the schedule. So thank you very much, Nick, for the presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ash, Owen. So Nick, thank you. We're taking you off the screen, and Ash and Owen, just to remind you to fill out the forms, the review forms for these guys, so that they can.
Could you please share this with me? I can't seem to find it. The link I have is not working. Do you mind sharing the chat with me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Rafael said he's going to do that right now, Ash. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay,
thank
so,
you.
Thank you guys very much. Owen, Ash, hope to catch up with you guys at some point. We're good for now, and talk to you again.
Great. Thanks.
Thanks.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you so much.